My Hebrew brothers and sisters scattered all over the globe, the 12 tribes of Israel, welcome back. Thank you again. Thank you for your subscription to this channel. And we pray that YAHUAH will continue to bless you. And we ask that you continue to like and subscribe. Okay, this is your Murray Yeshua ben Uriah Yisrael, and we thank you so much. The last time we were talking about the journey and the invitation that the invitation of the Hebrew Israelites to journey with them back to YAHUAH. And so we said in the last time that the journey ends at death. At the time it terminates, at the end, at the time, okay, at the end. So we have to persevere, like we read in Revelation chapter 2, verse 10, where he said, "Be thou faithful unto death, I will give you," he said, "and I will give thee the crown of life." So that's one of the crown we're going to get because of our perseverance and faithfulness to him. Okay, so where are we going? The question is, where are we going? We know that the present day Canaan, which is Israel now, I don't think everybody can hold there. So it has to be a heavenly Canaan that we're going to. Right? He said he was going to give us a new heaven and a new earth because the old has been passed away. The land of rest, like we noticed, was, we saw it, how the children of Israel, as they traveled through the land, they had fatigue and, they have frustration, they have the enemies to deal with, but they got into the land, and it was a land of rest for them at a time. Okay? He said, in this life, the awakened Hebrew Israelite people has a rest too, for we believe and do enter into a rest. In Hebrews chapter 4, verse 3, he said, this is a rest from, the drudgery of sin and slavery and, of the devil. And so we are, and going to that rest and you see the devil have us distressed and we are always in a mode of distressing fear and apprehension of the wrath of YAHUAH that's going to come upon the people who, disobey him. But we know that it's a land of rest, a land of wealth and prosperity. In Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 10, and chapter 8, verses 7 through 10. And we're just going to read a few passages, a few parts of that in Deuteronomy 6, verse 10. Listen what he said. He said, "And it shall be when YAHUAH thy Elohim shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities, which thou buildest not, and houses," verse 11, which houses full of goodly things, are good things, which thou fillest not, and wells dig with, which thou diggest not, and wine, are vineyards of olive trees, which thou plantest not, when thou shalt have eaten and be full, in verse 12, he said, beware, lest thou forget the land which the Lord which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. You know, and so we got to feel, we have to be careful. Okay, he said, beware, you know, lest, you know, you fall into that kind of situation where, because the land is full with prosperity and you know, wealth and prosperity, that you don't think that, you know, we reach and we don't have to be obedient and allow disobedience and negligence like our ancestors, you know, to rob us of that blessing that Yahweh want to give to us. In Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 7 through 10, he said, listen to this. He said, for YAHUAH thy Elohim bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of waters, of fountains and depth, that spring out of the valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, and vines and fig trees and pomegranate, and land of oil, olive and honey. And it says, a land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness. And it says, and that shall not lack anything. It is a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayst dig brass. Land. So you see, a land, that's the kind of land we're going to, he promised them as they were going to Canaan. You know, when thou hast eaten and art full, he said, then thou shalt bless YAHUAH thy Elohim for the good land which he hath given thee. And in verse 11 again, he gives us a warning to beware, lest when we eat and are full, that we don't forget him. Okay? So it is important for us to understand that. All right. So we're journeying not, you know, back to YAHUAH. We're journeying back to YAHUAH. People, you know, YAHUAH's people, we invite others to journey along with us, like Moses said to his brother-in-law, come thou with us. Come thou with us. There are many Hebrew Israelites all around us, and, you know, many friends. Sometimes they're not Hebrew Israelites, but they are people who love Hebrew Israelites, and they are around us, right? We're not going to overlook and pass over anyone. Teach everyone, bring everyone in, okay? And you know, he said they are around us, and they have not been awakened. They have not been awakened. So, you know, when they awaken to love, yeah, you know, and the blessings of being connected, you know, we don't have any problem with it. But right now, there are lots of our Hebrew people who are not connected. They have not been awakened, and we have to do so. Share his love and encourage them. You know, we have to do that. Share his love and encourage them to go on a journey with us. We must compel, like he said, go into all the byways and highways, and he said, you know, you give them an invitation, you know, he said, compel them to come. You know, when you're compelling someone, it's like you're holding them and pulling them with you. That's what compelling is. You know, that, you know, just take no for the answer. we compel them, to go with us. Compel them to go with us on the journey. We want them to go on the journey. And then, Yahuwah's people, not selfish to take others on the journey with them, because sometimes, people get jealous and, I get mine, you must get yours too. And sometimes, we get to the attitude where we think because Yahuwah has compassion upon us that, we can just pass over other people and don't have compassion on them too. But listen, he said, just like Moses said to his brother-in-law, that we will do you good. It's the same thing we must say to the people. Don't be inviting them. We want to have influence on them to come. So when they come, we got to show them that there's kindness. We have to be kind to them. We can't just leave them to fetch up for themselves. We got to be kind to them. We have to share with them. We have to do good to them. And it doesn't matter how often we do it. We must continue to do it. We have to show Yah's way. We have to show them the way of righteousness. Many of these people are coming in and they're never. Some of them, a matter of fact, there's some people who, that if they've been in some churches, they learn something. These churches nowadays not teaching anything anyhow. So we got to go teach them the way of righteousness. We have to teach them Yah's way. Because most time you go to these churches now are teaching the way of righteousness, and what they're teaching sometimes is not really working. And then sometimes, they have needs, and, some of the churches say, oh, we're not a social agency, they need to go down to the city. Let me tell you this, if we were doing what we're supposed to do, the people wouldn't have any need to go to the city, okay, to get help or go to some places where they hand out food and something like that. It's our responsibility to do it. It's not the government responsibility. It's our responsibility as believing Hebrew Israelite people. We are to do it. We are to shine and show His love. We have, one of the problems with some of us, we're not benevolent. Oh, we're quick to pray for people, and oh man, I'm sorry for you, But let me tell you this: compassion means that it comes with benevolence. We got to share. We got to help people to come to that place, and I like what in the latter part of the verse in Numbers 10 and 26, the verse that we read. He said, at the latter part of it, he said, you come because we will do you good. And he said, Yahuwah has spoken good regarding Israel. You see, so they're not going, Moses was not inviting his brother-in-law to go to something that he wasn't sure of. Based on what Yahuwah said about Israel, about the people, okay, that if he comes, they would do good to them. They would do good to them. And here's a guarantee: you can come because Yahuwah has spoken good regarding us, regarding Israel. We're going to stop here. And we want to thank you again for subscribing. Like and subscribe. And this is your Moray, Yeshua ben Uriah Yisrael. Walk with the King. Shalom.